What's up, y'all? It's your boy Chris King. In the past week, I've been getting a lot of people asking, about the bar exam and how'd you pass, and just advice of, how to attack law school in general and especially the bar exam at that. So I just wanted to make a video and kind of lay out the blueprint, of how I passed the bar exam on the first time. I'm sure you already know, Louisiana is one of the most difficult bar exams there is in the nation. It's a 3-day exam, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. You got 3 exams each day, 2-hour exam, break, 2-hour exam, break, 3-hour exam. You got that Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, right? So it's a tough exam to say the least. And it's a lot of writing. It's a lot of, you got to be moving quick. You got to know what you're going to say. You got to know how to say it. Got to get in and get out, right? So yeah, I just wanted to sit there and, give y'all a blueprint of how I did it. Yeah, just give y'all some advice, tips. You can use it, you can not use it, save it, do whatever you want with it. I just wanted to, be transparent and kind of give y'all my process of how it worked, right? So, first of all, right, I graduated in December of 2019. So I was, focused on taking the February bar exam, right? Immediately after I took my last final, which was, I want to say December 11th, I got into the books, right? I got into the books. So the bar exam, studying for it, it's a long process. It takes some months, right? The first thing I would say to do is probably cut off a lot of the social media, a lot of going out, a lot of partying, a lot of, just chilling in general. I will cut out a lot of that, right? For me personally, I had to take off, I didn't delete my account, but I deleted the apps on my phone, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, all that stuff it was a wrap. It was a wrap at that point, right? Because you got to get laser focused on this thing. It's not something you can tiptoe and just scoop by, right? So that's the first thing I did, cut out all the social media. Second thing I did, I would say get involved, right? I went to Southern University Law Center, and they did a tremendous job on helping you prepare for the bar exam, right? They have so many different avenues and resources that you can use in order to prepare you for the bar exam. Me personally, I did a bar exam boot camp, stat analysis. I even had like personal sessions with somebody that has previous passed the bar. I actually had 2 of those sessions, right? I had one with somebody that recently passed it, and I had one with somebody that passed it about maybe 5-6 years down the line, right? So I was squeezing out everything, right? I was squeezing out everything, whether it was I'm studying on my own, whether I'm in a group studying, whether I'm in the boot camp, or whether I'm in the personal one-on-one studies. Man, we was getting it. We was getting it, right? I looked at it like, hey, if I could train for the NFL 3, 4, 5 times a day and prepare for that, I got to come up with that same energy, right? I got to come with that same energy. So essentially, that's what I did, right? Got into it. Literally, schedule was like this: 8 o'clock, 8 o'clock, more like 8 o'clock, right? I would wake up, I get into the word, right? And when I say word, I mean word of God, right? That's the first thing I did. And I really want to stress that because I think that's so important in this process, right? Because it's going to challenge you mentally, it's going to challenge you physically, and it's also going to challenge you spiritually, right? And it's a battle. It's a battle in each of those different areas. So the first thing I did each and every morning, got up, got into the word, got on my knees and started praying and got into the word each and every day, right? Each and every day. I made it a habit. I was intentional, right? Because you're going to have to fight. You're going to have to fight mentally and spiritually, right? Because the enemy's going to come after you and say, oh, you're not ready. You're not going to pass on this time. Or do you really know it? I promise you he's going to come at you and he's going to try to get that doubt going. I promise you're going to try to get that doubt going. So you gotta fight it. And you got to fight it by how? You got to fight it by getting into the word, right? Got to fight it by getting into the word, by speaking the word, by living that, right? Each and every day. It says faith coming by hearing and hearing by the word of God. So, hey, get into it and get that stuff flowing. Get that stuff flowing each and every day. Next thing I did, got right into the books, right? So about from, I guess, 8:30 to about 12:30, 1 in the books. In the books. I would say for me, right, I would always learn the material. So for like the first couple months, I would learn the material, right? Because you gotta know the material. Because if you don't know the law, you're not gonna have nothing to put down. So the first couple months, I just did straight material, right? Learning that material each and every day. And then for the back half, which is closer to the bar exam, then I would be doing old bar exams. And I mean every single day, right? Doing old bar exams, learning it, hitting it under time conditions too. Old bar exams under time conditions, because you gotta be moving. It's one thing to know the law, but it's another thing when you're in that 2-hour block, you gotta get in, get out, right? So just practicing that, right? Practicing that, being in those time constraints and actually doing it. So after that, after 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock ran around, I would work out, blood flowing, right? Run some jogs, shoot some hoops, something, hit them weights, something to get my blood flowing, right? Because I'm not one of those people that could just sit down and just not do nothing the whole day, right? I think it really played off, to be honest. But after that, got something to eat, did from about maybe 3 to about a good 10:30. Hey, we back in it, back in them books, right? Learning the material, hitting it each and every day. And then right after 10:30, take my shower, get a little something to eat, get back into the word. Get back into the word, right? I would spend that time getting back to the word, praying. And normally I would try to do anywhere from 2 to 4 chapters a day in the word, right? So just like I study the law, I was studying the Bible and really seeking God in those moments, right? Like I said, mentally, physically, and spiritually, I was getting it. It was in that grind each and every day from about, like I said, December, January, February. So about a good 2.5 months, just straight getting it each and every day, right? So went to sleep after I said my prayers and got into the word, woke up, did the exact same thing over and over again, right? Did the exact same thing. I think the only 2 breaks I really had was Christmas, the Super Bowl, and probably the national championship, because LSU was playing, so I had to support. So, those are the only 3 breaks. And even in those breaks, I still kind of blocked off half of the day and really got it in, right? Go through that process each and every day, right? Each and every day. And throughout that process, you're also going to be challenged in a lot of different ways. I think what also helped me personally, spiritually, is, man, I was abstaining for everything, right? So no drinking, obviously, no smoking, obviously, no sex, clearly, no masturbation, no none of that, right? And we was cutting it clean, right? We was doing everything as intentional and focused, laser focused as possible. I didn't want to leave anything on the table, right? I didn't want to leave no stone unturned. So I wasn't drinking, I wasn't smoking, I wasn't having sex, I wasn't masturbating, I wasn't watching porn. We wasn't doing none of that, right? We wasn't doing none of that. We was really getting it in, right? Focused, working out, getting into the word, getting into the books. Straight for a good, like I said, 2.5 months, right? And I really think that was the biggest difference, right? I know a lot of people is going to say, hey, you need to study, you need to know it, you need to know it, you need to know it. You got to get in the books, which is important. Don't get me wrong. It's extremely important. However, I do think there's a physical aspect and there's also a spiritual aspect that I wouldn't neglect, right? I would not neglect at all. Close to the bar exam, so we're like maybe a month out, right? Man, it's called this thing. My boy Raymond, my boy Lamont, and a couple of my guys that graduated before me, they put me on this Hot 21. That's what they call it, right? Hot 21. So that means for 21 days, hey, you turn it up. You turn it up. Whatever you was doing, you turn it up times like 10, right? So for me, what that went for me was, I told you I was getting up at 8. Man, I started getting up at like 5 and 6, right? 5 and 6, getting up, getting into the word, getting right to the books immediately, right? So 5, 6 o'clock, I was up and I was getting it. Don't get me wrong. Hey, it was hard some nights, right? But I was like, for 21 days, man, I can get that, right? So for 21 days, got up at 5 o'clock. And to be honest, I actually cut out the hour of working out. I would like go run for maybe 30 minutes. I would cut out the full hour and I would just go run or hit a bunch of push-ups and sit-ups in that 30-minute block and then kind of go right at it. I didn't want to be like, hey, that's an hour I could have been studying, right? Or that's an hour I could have been getting in the word. So I was like, let me cut it in half. And that's what I did, right? So we, from 5, 6 o'clock to about 12, 1 o'clock, books. Obviously got into the word first, but after that, straight books. Then worked out a little bit, got a little something to eat, then right back into it. Whether it was the boot camp, whether it was the one-on-one sessions, whether it's collective study time, or whether it was just me just getting into the books. And I think at that point, especially like maybe 5-6 weeks out, all the way up to a bar, hey, you got to be hitting tests. You should know the law by then, and you should be hitting tests, right? You should be doing old bar exams. So yeah, that's what we did. Old bar exams, we got it. And I think we did 10 years back. So I think we started at 2010. Yeah, we started in 2010 and went all the way back. Yeah, so some people work back. So they go from the last bar exam and they work their way back. I thought it would be more, beneficial, and I guess my team thought it would be more beneficial to start far back and then work your way up. So by the time the bar exam gets there, we personally was like, hey, that last week before the bar, we should be doing the bar exam that just happened, right? So we can test it. We can see, hey, this is fresh. This is fresh on our mind, right? And it paid off a heck of a lot, to be honest, because once we got to the bar, we saw a lot of similarities that was in July 2019 bar exam that really transferred over. So it was popping up real quick for us. And I think Barbary was beneficial, right? In terms of the material. I think for me personally, I only can speak for me personally. I went through it, but for me, Barbary didn't go around the world. When I say around the world, they didn't go hit every subject multiple times and then keep doing that over and over again. They didn't do around the world enough for me or for I to feel comfortable. So I was like, okay, I got to kind of take what they give me and I got to kind of do it my own way. So we ended up doing literally around the world. I want to say I went around the world from every subject at least a good 5-6 times. By the time the week before the bar, I think I at least hit it 6 times around the world, each 7 times. That means going all through the material, taking bar exams from each subject all around the world, right? Really a couple days before the bar exam, we did July 2019, and it helped so much because it was fresh, right? And it was just like the ones, they had a lot of similarities to the February 2020 bar. Here's a really important part, right? And I really think what gave me a little more juice or favor, I guess you can say, when I was actually taking the bar exam. That week before the bar exam, right? We know the bar exam is on that Monday, that Wednesday, and that Friday, right? For me personally, I got in my mind, hey, I want to sacrifice. I want to deny my flesh. I want to be so laser focused mentally and spiritually that, man, I'm on a whole different level, right? So that Monday, that Wednesday, and that Friday, the week prior to the bar exam, I fasted. And I mean full fast every day. That only water, no food, 24 hours, that whole Monday, that Wednesday, and that Friday. If you've ever fasted, and I mean like a full day, full fast, you understand that that's no joke, right? Like it's some serious stuff. It's crazy that Jesus did that for 40 days and nights, right? But fasted that Monday, that Wednesday, and that Friday. And I really think that made a difference because although it was hard, man, it just took me to another level, spiritually and mentally, right? Took me to another level. So literally that week after, man, I was ready. I was so ready and I was so confident. It was on a different level, right? So I was like, I'm ready. I'm ready spiritually, I'm ready physically, and I'm ready mentally. Let's get it, right? I watched a couple movies. The only couple movies I watched Rocky and I watched Creed, right? So I had to get ready, right? I had to get ready. I had to get focused. So I watched some things and it was game time. Bar exam for me that Monday, woke up super early, right? So I think I woke up like 4:35. Had to study a little more just so it's fresh, right? Had to study a little more. You have family law and property that first test. So I knew it. I was ready. I was ready to go. And from that first question, right? Because you can kind of figure out what that first question is going to be. From that first question, we was rolling. Finished every exam in the time condition, and it seemed like every question that was asked, man, God just gave me an answer to it, right? And this was my confirmation, right? That I just knew I was ready, that I knew I was prepared, and then more so that I was just more so relying on God, right? Because as I was seeking God, throughout that whole process, he told me, man, just show up. Just show up, just prepare and show up and meet me there. Because we know, God is omnipresent. So he's already in the future, he's in the past, he's in the present, right now as we speak. So he was already there sitting down in that testing facility, right? He was only there. All I needed to do was show up and meet him there, right? I needed to meet him there, I needed to prepare, and I needed to be ready, right? So literally the word he gave me while I was seeking after him in my prayer life, each and every day, he gave me Exodus 4:12, right? Exodus 4:12. And God was talking to Moses, and Moses was very, insecure, I guess you can say, about leading the Israelites out of Egypt. He didn't know what to say. He knew he had a stuttering problem. He wasn't confident in himself. And Moses just kept saying, God, I think you got the wrong one. I think you got the wrong one. I don't know. It's not me. I really think you got somebody else. And then God literally said to Moses in Exodus 4:12, he said, now go, I will be with you as you speak, and I will instruct you what to say. And that really hit home to me, because I was like, man, I don't know about this bar exam. I don't know. I was a little unsure because, man, it's a bar exam. It's a lot, right? It's a lot. And I don't really consider myself to be really intelligent. My superpower is the Holy Spirit. So I really had to rely on that. So when I got that word, I was like, okay, bet. You going to tell me what to say, and I'm going to say it. On the bar exam, that's literally what happened. It was like I had a cheat code or something, because literally every question that came up, he was just telling me, hey, say this, say this, say this. Okay, go. The Holy Spirit was there with me. He said, meet me there. I met him there, and he literally told me what to say and instructed me what to speak on that paper each and every day. So that was the confirmation that just made me new. And also I asked God, throughout my prayer life, I was like, not only just be there with me, I was like, give me the confidence after the exam to just know, right? To just know, man, you was there, it's done. I got it. And I was talking to my cousins after the bar exam, and I was talking to actually a lot of people, and a lot of people don't really come out with that confidence to be like, yeah, I definitely passed that thing. Like without a shadow of a doubt, I passed it, right? It's kind of tossed up in the air, right? And I understand it because it's a difficult test, right? And some people don't even finish the whole thing, right? Some people even walk out. And I get it. I really understand it. I get it completely. I'm not trying to knock those people at all. I understand the process because it's gruesome, to be honest. If we're being honest, it's gruesome. But, God just said, hey, I'm going to give you the confidence to be like, man, we got that. We got that. So literally when I came out, I felt like Creed after that last fight. I was like, man, we got it. Period. It's a wrap. I was like, I know I passed that test. I know God allowed me to pass that test because I know he was there. I felt him. I felt his spirit throughout the whole test. I was like, I know he's there. I know he made me pass that. I know he allowed me to pass that test. And man, I give him all the glory and praise because, man, I could not have done that alone. So when I say, hey, the hard work is important, right? You got to prepare. You got to do your part. You got to put in the work. You have to, right? However, I think you also have to put in the work spiritually as well. It is more important to put in that work and to seek God spiritually because, man, we can't do it on our own, right? We cannot do it on our own. It says, but through God, through Christ, I can do all things, right? That applies here too. I can do all things through Christ. So in order to be through him, you got to seek him. You got to seek him. You got to get into the word, and you got to dismiss every doubt, every negative thought, every attack of the enemy immediately. Don't even dwell on those things, right? Don't even dwell on those thoughts. Dismiss it immediately, right? And as you do those things, spiritually dismiss every negative thought, constantly getting into the word and seeking God, constantly praying, fasting. Oh man, praying and fasting and then putting in the work, man, it's like a wrap, bro. I'm telling you, it's a wrap. I'm giving y'all the blueprint because, man, I'm telling you, it's real. It's real. I talked to the creator of the universe and he talked back and he made it happen, right? I know a lot of people, believe in a lot of different things that's them. But I'm telling you, I talked to this creator, this being that created everything, right? I talked to this person and, hey, he came through. Just like he always does, right? I talked to him. I sought after him. I sacrificed. I got in a posture, right? That's so important. I got in a posture to allow God to move through me, right? That's so important because sometimes, we ask things for God, but yet we don't get in a posture to hear him or to move when he says move, right? We have to keep that in mind. So when you get in that posture and he says go, you go. When he says, hey, write this, you write it. When he says, make this move, you make that move. And I just want to encourage y'all, man, if you're thinking about going to law school, if you're in law school, if you're preparing for the bar exam, man, put in the work. Don't leave no stone unturned. Put in the hours, right? Put in the hours. That means, 8 to 12 hours a day. Put in the hours, put in the work. But definitely put in the work spiritually as well, right? God is putting the work spiritually. And I mean, diligently seeking him each and every day. Not just open the Bible and say, I'm just going to read some words, but like really seek him. Really seek him. And I promise you, he's going to show up. He's going to be there. All you're going to have to do is show up on that day and let it flow. And let it flow. Do not rely on in a test like this and big things like this. I don't care what it is. Football, basketball, baseball, medical school, law school, bar exam, MCAT, whatever it is. Do not rely on yourself. Rely on Jesus, right? Rely on Jesus. Seek him and rely on him. So when that time comes, man, you can just give it to him. And all you got to do is move and let it just flow. Man, it's a beautiful thing when you're in the will of God and you're in the posture and he just flows through you, right? Because it's like you're in the zone, right? It's like you're not even moving. He's just moving through you, right? Man. That's where you want to be. When you taking that bar exam, that's where you want to be. All right. So I just want to encourage y'all. Hey, this is the blueprint I did. All right. This is the blueprint I did from starting 2.5 months out to the Hot 21 to fasting to seeking God to working out to doing old bar exams to learning the material to doing the boot camp. Shout out to Professor Reed, Professor Smith, all the professors that helped us out. SULC is the truth. Don't ever let nobody tell you different. Facts, right? That's what I love about going to HBCU, man. The professors really wanted you to succeed, but you had to do your part, right? You had to do your part, but they was going to be there with you, right? If you was grinding, you was putting them hours, they was going to be right there with you, right? So, hey, you got the tools, you got the resources, reach out. And man, get it. Like, comment, share, subscribe. Man, put this out there. And if you taking Louisiana bar and you need some tips or some advice, some encouragement, man, hit me up. Hit me up, man. I got you because, man, I got to pay it forward. One day at a time, each and every day. Just win the day. Just win the day. Mentally, physically, and spiritually. I just hope this blesses somebody. Man, I really hope this blesses somebody. And I appreciate y'all. I hope y'all like, comment, subscribe, share. Man, and we out. Appreciate it.